Yeah, Scott and I met on the beach the first morning that they'd closed the beaches. And surfing, as I mentioned, had been part of my healing. So I was always down there every morning, every sunset. And the first morning that we weren't able to surf, I was just down there sitting on my boat going, poor me, poor me. And then Scott rode up, and I didn't know Scott at all, but we had a brief conversation. And through that conversation, Scott came up with the idea of Bali Aid, because he's like, how can I help? How can I give back? And I'm like, there's going to be a way. The universe will show you. 2 days later, he's like, can you meet me at Bali Buddha? I'm like, sure. And then it was great because I had a huge paradigm shift. I don't have to be like, oh, poor me, I can't go surfing. It's like, yay, I'm doing something meaningful that's going to make a difference in people's lives with great people.
And the magic of Bali, like it's this spiritual land that has incredible people and culture and magic, and the synchronicity of how we've come together to make a difference has been a really, really beautiful thing. And to pick up on something that Scott said as well is around, you know, it's easy when we travel or holiday to a place to just go, yeah, what can I take from this awesome place, you know, but now what can we give back, and how can we encourage others to help give back to this incredible place too? And now it has, yeah, so much meaning for all of us, and it's really incredible the amount of people who are joining us on this journey to meaningfully give back to the island that's given so many.
Connect the two. We have hungry and we have resources. So our job is to get the word out, connect these people who have the resources and those resources to the people who are in need. And I think we're doing a great job of it. I really think we are. Sometimes we have to say, whoa, I mean, because we also like, yeah, we can do that, we can do that, we can do that, and it's like, how are we going to do that?
Yeah, but then the resources come. Like we had a conversation, we're like, oh, there's more, like we had this joke, we're like, we've got so much lettuce. What was I can't remember how much.
We were on
it was like
lettuce
a ton, it was like a ton of lettuce or something crazy like that. Well, we can't move all this food, and then someone calls me, he's like, I've got trucks. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, so there's this.
There is a higher power behind what we're doing. We're just the people that are pulling it together.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty woo-woo when it comes to, like, yeah, and I really believe there's a higher power supporting what we're doing, pulling in and the right people. We've got a beautiful, beautiful group of people with incredible hearts, and they're all so skilled at what they do. So I think that the gods are supporting us.
Indeed, people in need, and that relationship continues, and they continue to deliver food there. On the same token, what's happened locally, you know, in terms of some of the shanty or some of the shanty villages and the people in Denpasar and those areas that are in need. Now, the government people also know who SOS is. SOS is the number one food delivery charity, you know, on the island. So people know who they are. So the government sources will contact them and say, hey, we have this area that needs something, right? So that'll happen. Or a local banjar will. Or someone says, I know some people who have a need. And then that same person, they also might say, I know a restaurant that's making 100 meals, and so they pick them up and deliver. So sometimes it's transportation, but just as we're trying to connect those who have the resources to those who have the need on a larger basis, SOS has already been doing that.
In each of the different villages, or the certain associations that we've been working with, and now as the need grows with the new poor, they you know have their people on the street there who understand who it is, and then so they either pick the food up from a cafe or a hotel if there's leftover, and they've got, you know, the vehicles with the refrigeration and the transportation. Sometimes now they're going to kitchens where like they pick it up from the supplier and then they take it to the kitchen, and then from the kitchen it's then made into food, and then it's taken to the people. So it's a variety of different kind of, the supply chain looks a little bit different in each particular case, depending on which restaurant, which cafe, which food source, who the donation's coming from, where it's going to. But at Bali Aid, we try and connect those pieces and the money to SOS to keep doing what they already know how to do so well, you know, and at such a low cost.
Initially, who we wanted to connect with through our crowdfunding is, we wanted to say to people, who are either in Bali or have been to Bali. It's really the original thought was, have you been to Bali? Do you love Bali? Well, Bali needs your help. Please give back. That was the original concept. And so, because millions of people have come through Bali and they've had their Bali experience, and just as I mentioned at the beginning, we say it's time to give back to someplace that gave to you. So that was the initial concept that we thought we'd go. So we wanted to connect to our friends in Australia, or my friends in California, or hopefully through social media be able to connect with people that are from Europe or South America, anyone who's been here, and we want to get the word out to those people who have been to Bali. And a simple concept: you've been to Bali, you love Bali, Bali needs your help, please help, right?
I just feel like I'm closer to the heart of Bali by doing this, and what I mean, not just me closer to the heart of Bali is the people here and the energy that Bali has. And by doing this, I feel like we're all coming together with one beautiful energy of support and love for each other and for Bali.
What is more meaningful in life than to be helping others, to be giving back, for everybody to be using their unique gifts in a way that is beneficial for the rest of the community and the planet.
So Scott's from California, he's going to go home. And it was like, well, do we really want to get involved in this and this? It's like, well, this is bigger than us. And if you go back home, someone else will come in and fill that gap. So it's not relying on us. It's relying on the energy that we're creating and the foundations that we're putting down to sustain the movement.
And there's bigger causes, so it's really the idea of being able to attract larger foundations who will be able to contribute to Bali Aid on an ongoing basis on an annual donation, becoming part of their program, right? So we can take that money and initiate projects that help primarily in the food area. I mean, that's our focus. There may be some other areas down the road, but right now it's like, number one, getting everybody on the island fed.